Hello, Chrissy Green here with another video tutorial for the Photography for Beginners Facebook group. Yesterday I did a tutorial that showed how to add this lovely fake bokeh into your portraits. And with Christmas coming up, it's a good time to learn how to do some little extra bits of magic in your pictures if you're the kind of person who likes, adding fake elements to your images. I personally like them. Yan seems to disagree, but that's okay. But it's nice to learn these tricks, and you never know when you may want to have these little how-tos in your repertoire to pull out and add something to um, an otherwise okay image. So what I wanted to show today is how to use the brush scattering techniques I showed you yesterday, combine it with the pen tool, and apply that brush on a path. And that is literally just a bunch of technical jargon that means let's add some sparkle trails. Now, you can go online and buy or probably even find free sparkle trail overlays that you can put in your images, but they are what you get. When you learn how to do it yourself, and it really only takes about 2 or 3 minutes, when you learn how to do it yourself, you can actually use the pen tool to create your own path, and you can have it go through your image the way you want and not just the way the overlay looks. So for this image, let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is grab your pen tool. It's over here. It looks like an old-fashioned calligraphy nib, and decide where on your image you want your sparkle trail to go, and then just put it out. So now I've got my pen tool selected. I'll click a starting point off my image, and then I'll decide how I want this to go. And I think I'm just going to bring it in around here, kind of loop around there. So I'll pick a point where I want it to curve. I'll click and drag. For the sake of a short video, I'm not going to get overly fancy with this. And the pen tool is definitely something that takes a bit of practice to learn how to manipulate it and get just the right kind of curves that you want. I think this is close to the way I'd like it. Um, if you hold your space bar down before you let go of your handle, you can actually move where you go. And if you hover over any of these little points here and press Alt, you can adjust your handles. They're called handles. So there, now I've got this path that I really like. What am I going to do with it? First thing I'm going to do is decide what I want my sparkle to look like. So I'll pick the brush. I'll go back over here to my little brush window. And as you can see, I've already set it up. But without all of that, it is literally just a circle line. I've got it set to about 20 pixels right now. So just like I did for the bokeh, I'm going to max out the spacing on that. And I'm going to go over to the shape dynamics. Make sure that your size jitter is turned all the way up, and jitter just means randomizing it. So it's going to, some will be 19 pixels the way I wanted, others will be various sizes up to that. You can set your minimum diameter if you don't want your smallest one to be too small. I'm just going to leave that one turned down. Angle jitter doesn't matter on a circle, but if I was using a shape, then the angle jitter would randomize it so they didn't all show up straight up and down. And then I'll go over to scattering and make sure I've got scattering all the way up. I can increase how dense I want that to be or sparse. And the count jitter will just basically decide how, how uniform I want that count to be. So once I've set up my brush, I'm going to go back to my pen tool. I'm going to make sure I have a brand new layer for this. And I'm going to right click near the path. And one of the options is to stroke my path. And I think by default it shows up as pencil, which is basically just going to put a little line on there. So I'm going to switch it to brush. Simulate pressure is important for sparkle trails. It means it's going to be narrower at the ends, build up throughout the sparkle trail, and then get narrow at the other end, almost as if you were using a Wacom tablet. So it's going to fake that pressure sensitivity. And once I've selected those things, I'll say OK. And it applies my sparkle trail. If you don't like the way it looks, if you want it to be denser or thicker or have larger points, you can just undo it, go back into your brush tool settings, and change them. If you like it the way it is, just right click again and say delete path. And then you get the little sparkle trail there. If you want to make it look like it's glowing, all you have to do is Control J to copy your layer and then go up to Filter, Blur, and apply just a bit of Gaussian blur. And it will just kind of give you that nice little glowy look. And that, in a nutshell, is how you would make a sparkle trail. You can experiment. I mean, this is just with a dot, but you can also experiment with using things like stars, fuzzier dots, leaves, shapes of any kind, and get different effects with it. So feel free to go ahead and play with this tool. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to add just a little sparkly element to pictures that you like. Hope you'll enjoy this tutorial, and I'll see you again with another one shortly. Have a great day. Bye-bye.